All right, guys, this lesson's on volumes of prisms. We talk about some cubes, and we talk about all other prisms on the bottom of the front page. First page was pretty smooth. They give you all the pieces. You just got to plug it in the formula. But then when we get to the back side, we had a couple trickier ones where we actually got to find a missing height or a missing base piece to figure out the volume of the shape. So here we go. Prisms, rectangular prisms or cubes are up first. Your little formula is length times width times height. Or you might see it as this. It's on the other one, but if you see this, V equals capital B times H, that capital B stands for area of base. So if I look at the example right here, I'm going to highlight the base for you. So your base would be length times width, and then multiply that by the height. So pretty simple for 1, 2, and 3. So volume, area of base, 9 times 17, times the height, 24. If you type that in, that comes out to be 3,672 cubic centimeters. So remember, for volume, we got to cube the label, whereas in area, we just had a square. So volume, remember, cube the label. Number 2, base is 14 by 10. The height of the rectangular prism is 4.5. Type that bad boy in, it comes out to be 630 cubic inches. Number 3, base is 8 by 12. And the height of that rectangular prism is 39. If you type that in, it comes out to be 3,744 cubic feet. All right, all other prisms. So if you check us out, guys, remember, if you check out the notes that we talked about on the opener for volumes, you name these things by the shape of the base. So this guy has a triangular base, so triangular prism. 5 is the same thing. And then 6, you have a trapezoidal prism. Base is a trapezoid, and we would call that trapezoidal prism. All right, so for this section, I'm going to try to highlight the base for you with the highlighter so you can kind of see what the base is to figure out the area, then multiply by the height. So number 4, your base is a triangle, right? So area of base times how tall that prism is. So remember, for triangle, it's 1/2 times base times height. So 1/2. Length of the base is 12. The height of the base is 7.3. And then your prism is 5 feet tall. So area of base times the height. That comes out to be 219 cubic feet. Number 5, your base is a triangle once again, so I'll highlight it for you. All right, so volume equals, remember it's a triangle, so 1/2. Length of the base is 11. The height of the base is 5.4. And then your triangular prism is 16 inches tall. Type that in, comes out to be 475.2 cubic millimeters. 6, trapezoidal prism. I'll hide the trapezoid for you. There's that. So find the area of the base, multiply by how tall that prism is. All right, so for trapezoids, 1/2 the height. The height of their base is 17.9. And then we multiply that by the 2 bases added up. This guy is 14. This guy is 36. So 14 plus 36, parenthesis, parenthesis. Multiply that by how wide the trapezoidal prism is. If you look over here, it's 25. If you type all of that in, 11,187.5 cubic meters. So front page, I gave you all the pieces. I showed you how to highlight the base. Backside, a little bit trickier. Number 7, let's highlight the base. Once again, we have a triangular prism, but we're missing some pieces, right? Here's my 90 right there. I don't know that piece right there, so let's call it X, right? So off to the side, Pythagorean theorem, right? Remember, this side is also 32.5. Just bring it over. X squared plus 28 squared equals 32.5 squared. If you subtract over the 28 squared, that gives us the decimal, 272.25. And then we square root that, 16.5. So this little base of the triangle is 16.5. Now we've got all the pieces. So volume, area of base, it's this triangle right here, 1/2 times 16.5 times the height of the base, 28, and then multiply that by how wide or how tall your prism is. In this case, it is 31 kilometers tall. Type it all in, 7,161 cubic kilometers. All right, number 8, trapezoidal prism. Let's highlight the base. All right, missing a piece. I have the two bases on my trapezoid, but I don't know the height of this thing. So we got to do a little bit of work here. I'm going to draw in a height line. It's the base at a 90. So here's what we know, right? From here to here is 25. And the whole thing is 39.4. So this little measurement right here, if I take the whole thing, 39.4, subtract out that 25, that gives me 14.4. All right? If this side is 30.6, that side is 30.6, and then I can use Pythagorean theorem to find the height. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So off to the side, X squared plus 14.4 squared equals 30.6 squared. Subtract over the 14.4 squared, that gives me 729. Square root that, comes out nice, 27. So the height of your trapezoid and the base is 27. We've got all the pieces now. All right. Area of base is a trapezoid. 1/2 the height of the base, which we found to be 27. In parentheses, add up your bases. You got 25, and you have a 39.4. Close it, close it. Times that by how wide your prism is. In this case, it is 35 centimeters. Type it all in exactly how it looks. Big number, 30,429 cubic centimeters. So a little bit of work, but nothing that you guys have not seen before whatsoever. The tricky part might just be identifying the base. The 3D figures can be kind of sneaky. All right, last section, cylinders. These go super fast. To find the volume of a cylinder, it's area base, right there, right? Times the height. So same formula for a prism or a cylinder, it's just the area of the base is different. So area of a circle, pi times radius squared, and multiply that by, once again, how tall the prism is. All right, 9, you get all the pieces. Area base, pi times 18 squared. Multiply that by how tall your cylinder is, 15. Typing in 15,268.14 cubic inches. 10, the diameter of the base is 11, so cut that in half to get radius, 5.5. Then you got everything. Area base, pi times 5.5 squared. How long is your prism? 21 meters. Answer 1,995.7 cubic meters. A couple quick application problems, and then we'll be done. Number 11, it says you have a cylinder with a 2 centimeter diameter. So time out. If the diameter of this cylinder is 2, the radius would have to be, so 2 equals your diameter, and 1 would be the radius. Keep going. Is drilled through the triangular prism shown on the left. Find the volume of the prism. So basically, you have to do a 3-stepper. First, I got to find the area of the triangular prism. Then I got to find the area of the cylinder. Then I'll subtract the answer. So step 1, area of triangular prism. Step 2, area of cylinder. Step 3, subtract the answers. All right, triangular prism first. Base is a triangle, so I would highlight this if I was using my highlighter. So area base is 1/2, which is a triangle, times 5 times 5, times how long is your prism? 14. If we type that in, that comes out to be 175. Step 2, find area of cylinder. The diameter of the cylinder was 2, the radius is 1. So area base, pi, times radius squared, times once again how tall it is, which is 14. Type that in as 43.98. And last step, guys, just subtract the triangular prism minus the cylinder. 175 minus 43.98 comes out to be 131.02 cubic centimeters. Last one. Diagram of Eric's pool is shown on the left. He plans to fill his pool to a depth of 4 feet with the garden hose that has an 80 cubic feet per hour flow rate. How many hours will it take to fill the pool? Well, first we got to find the volume of the pool. So first step, find volume of pool. All right, we can do that real quick. Volume. One little trick thing. Remember, he only wants 4 feet, right? This is 4.5 feet. So we're going to change this to 4 feet because we want half a foot up just above the water. Area base is a circle. Pi times, well, this is diameter. Half of that is 13.5. So pi times 13.5 squared times 4, not 4.5. That's all. So much water he wants in there, 4 feet only. Type it in. Comes out to be 2,290.22 cubic feet. All right. It can fill at 80 cubic feet per hour. So step 2, take the total volume, 2,290.22. Divide that at the flow rate, which is 80. That will give you how many hours it's going to take. If you type that in, it's going to take a long time. 28.63 hours. Not very efficient. And your water bill is going to be very high. That's it for prisms and cylinders.